Hi guys and welcome to Whisky Geek. I'm Ben and today I'm going to be looking at Glenfiddich. So I'm going to split this out into individual videos. And this video is for the 18-year-old. Now I had hoped to film all these reviews in one night, but that didn't work out. Fingers crossed I pick this up and enjoy it just as much as I was enjoying the 12 and the 15. So the 18-year-old is labelled Small Batch Reserve, which is kind of marketing fluff. It's 40%, it's bourbon and Oloroso sherry casks, and they are then married together for an additional 3 months. So the colours are quite nice, deep amber, about a shade 10 Amontillado. Time to explore the nose. That is really very nice. So this has got much more prominent sherry influence, the Oloroso sherry. Dark sugars, plums, there's a citrusy orange tone. A lot of honey as well, but it's a really nice rounded woody tone. Not bitter, just bob on. As you start to work through the flavours and acclimate to some of the more prominent aromas, you begin to discover like an aloe vera type planty sap, quite fresh. There's a lot of earthy aromas kind of bouncing around as well. Coffee bean, nutmeg, cinnamon. Some dry hay and almonds as well. It's rich without being like pushy, it's got a lot to it, but there's nothing there that just kind of overwhelms and throws itself at you. It's worth noting as well that I'm not finding a lot of alcohol prickle on this. You have to get stupidly close for it to actually accumulate. It's really nice and mellow. Even after just doing the nose, my tasting sheet's looking fairly busy. Let's move on to the palate. Initially there was a lot of sweet fruit, melon, and that citrus tone came in. Then the pepper and the alcohol started to build and a flood of rich dark sugars. Those dark sugars are what carry through onto the finish and it becomes very caramelly and it really steals the finish. It's like there's nothing wrong with the palate, but the finish is a little bit nicer and it lingers nicely, and to have such a predominantly sweet finish is also unusual, I find. But then when you revisit the palate and take your second sip, everything's kind of toned down. There might be 40%, you've become acclimated a little bit. It's just not got the oomph to give you the same delivery again. You've got the melon, you've got some citrus, it's sweet, it's fruity, and there's a cereal-y character starts to come. And that wave of alcohol and dark sugars don't really reappear, not in the same way. And then on the finish it's toned down again, you get some warming pepper, you get a little bit of a bitter oak coming through. But overall it's really pleasant. It's just the first sip was considerably better than the second, third, fourth. And I think because that alcohol prickle carried the sweetness with it, carried those dark sugars, it didn't become cloying, it was really quite pleasant. So whilst I'm enjoying that, I can't help but feel that a bit more strength would have given it a better delivery. So the nose was interesting, the palate was very one-dimensional and quite short, but you didn't really feel cheated because the finish was pretty damn good. I think bottling an 18-year-old, pretty much any 18-year-old, at 40% is a bit of a shame. So I've rated this one a 76 out of 100. I think it's doing what it's intended to do perfectly. It's a bit fancy, you know, an 18-year-old without being any less accessible, without being any less friendly. I just feel like any whiskey enthusiast would probably be a little bit disappointed with how one-dimensional it becomes and how flat it becomes the more of it you drink. So if it's my money, bang for buck, I'd probably be going for the 15. So thanks for watching guys, I hope you've enjoyed this little review. If you have, please drop us a thumbs up below and a comment and consider subscribing. Cheers!